Hello.
Nice to see you. Sir,
Our guest speaker join again.
sir, we are audible now? Are we?
Yeah, yeah. Am I audible clearly?
Yeah, perfect, sir. Perfect.
Now let me see how to share. There is present now. One
Yes,
second.
sir. Present now.
ಅವ್ರ ಆಗ್ಯಾರ ಸ್ಪೀಕರ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಬಂದು ಈಗ ಅವರು ಈಸ್ ಚೆಕಿಂಗ್ ಐ ಥಿಂಕ್ ಅವ್ರು ಚೆಕ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳಕತ್ತಾರೆ. ಹಾಂ ಅದೇ ಅವರು
Sir, present now?
Ah, is it visible?
No, not yet, sir.
ಹಾಂ ಅವರೇ.
Sir, you will have to select the share screen. There will be,
There is no share screen in this.
no, when we click present now, your entire screen, a window, a Chrome tab. There are three options. When you click present now, you will get three options on your computer. One is
No, I am not getting. I am
Oh.
getting only a window or entire screen.
you go for entire screen, sir.
Yeah, when I go entire screen,
Yes, sir. You get
Then-
what is happening on your computer. Click on that and then say share.
okay.
Click on that icon that has popped up inside, where you can see your pic as well as Dr. Balram Naik sir's pic. Click on that and then the share option will open, sir.
That share option is not highlighting.
Yeah, basically because you have not clicked on the image that has popped up there. You have to click inside that thing, sir. Once click on that and then say it will get highlighted.
Okay.
Yes. Yes, now you are live, sir. We can see your slides.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, perfect. All well, sir.
ಹಲೋ.
Yeah.
Stop sharing. Stop presenting.
ನಮ್ದು ಆಡಿಯೋ
Yes.
ಬರ್ತದೆ.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
We are ready, sir, then. Sir,
Okay, fine. Sure.
ಹಲೋ. ಹಲೋ. ಗುಡ್ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ನೂನ್ ಸರ್.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Chaturvedi sir. So,
Good afternoon, sir.
yeah, on behalf of our university, Shri Dharmasthala Manjunatheshwara University, and I welcome you for this beautiful lecture.
Yes.
Yes, sir. Good afternoon, Nagesh sir also, and Dr. Joshi. Yes, sir. So Nagesh sir, will you take out?
Yeah, you
Yes, sir.
just, hello,
Hello, good afternoon, sir.
good afternoon. I want to know who are all in the audience.
Yes, sir. Huh? Sir, another 2 minutes, sir. Sir, 2 more minutes, sir. 2 more minutes. Yeah,
Okay.
2 more minutes, please. So people are like, yeah.
So
Yeah.
informally, if you
We
get
we are sent the link and then people are joining. So we are a university which has five constituent institutes, and then all the faculty from all the five constituent units. So one is the medical college, the dental college, we have physiotherapy college, and then we have the nursing college, we have the research unit also. So faculty from all these five institutes, so will join very soon. So just I request you to hold on for 2 more minutes.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, on this Google Meet platform, what are going to do this, sir, other than you and Chaturvedi, sir? Sir, probably you have to minimize it, sir. Chaturvedi, sir,
Yeah,
because that
Yeah.
is not covering the whole screen.
yeah. Because I'm not able to see both myself and the screen and the slides. So
So one thing-
either I can say,
There is an option there, sir, actually,
yeah,
where you can see, yes, sir, when you see the present now, on the
Yeah.
right hand side of it, there is, if you click, there are 3 dots. If you click that, there is change layout, full screen option comes up.
yeah,
So if
yeah, full screen. Okay, yeah.
you
Change
click
layout.
layout, you get a sidebar, tiled, spotlight.
Yeah.
This. So probably you should choose the side.
Okay. I'll do the sidebar.
Yes.
Yeah, I have chosen the sidebar. Yeah. Thanks. So many things I'm learning from you, Revan.
We are also telling it on the way, on the go, sir. Chalo, each is Zamana, sir.
Because this we don't use often. We
Yeah.
mainly use Zoom.
Yes, sir.
Zoom. How will we take questions?
Yeah, that's what we want.
ಸರ್ ಹೇಗೆ ಸರ್ ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋದು?
Dr. Balram.
There are no chats. Chat box is not there.
Or question to the chat box please. In case somebody wants to ask question. Huh?
Right. In the chat they can
It's
write.
there, it's there, yeah. It's there, sir.
Yeah, it is there.
Okay.
Yeah. It is there. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Sir, the moderator will ask the questions, no, sir?
Excellent. Yeah.
Thanks, sir.
Sir?
Moderator will ask the questions, no, sir?
Okay, yeah. We'll request sir only to ask questions. We'll request Nagesh sir to ask questions.
No. Dr. Joshi will ask. Let the questions come to Dr. Joshi.
Right, sir.
Okay.
And Dr. Nagesh is there. Yeah. Good afternoon, Nagesh sir.
Balram,
Yes, sir.
we can,
Yeah, I think we can go ahead, sir, now.
we can start.
Yes,
Okay.
sir. We will start, and then I think questions, if Dr. Chaturvedi doesn't mind, we'll take it at the end, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you, thank you. So, welcome Dr. Chaturvedi, sir, and then thank you very much for accepting our invitation. So, on behalf of the Honorable Vice Chancellor of the college, of the university, and I being the principal, we have the principals of other constitute institutions also we are joined. So I request Dr. Nagesh to take over, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone. Dr. Chaturvedi, it's nice to see you again, and always it's a pleasure to hear from you. Dr. Balram, nice to have arranged this very useful topic for all the faculty and the postgraduate students. And
Yes,
I am
sir.
sure that the different faculties who are under the umbrella of the STM University will be benefited, and certainly it will take you to further heights in your academic field, which already your constituent colleges have made a name in India and abroad. It's my pleasure to introduce Dr. Santosh Chaturvedi. He is MD Psychiatry, then FRC Psychiatry from UK, presently Senior Professor of Psychiatry in NIMHANS, Bangalore. He is a former Dean of Behavioral Sciences, NIMHANS. He is a TEDx talker. His talk was on Unmentor, the negative mentor. He is one of the editors-in-chief of the Journal of Psychosocial Rehabilitation and Mental Health, published by Springer's Nature. He is editor of a book on rural mental health, published by Springer's Publications, and a co-editor of a book on medically unexplained symptoms and chronic pain, published by Medical Publisher. His areas of interest and research include consultation, liaison psychiatry, chronic pain and stigmatization, psycho-oncology, palliative care, postgraduate teaching methods. He has publications in different international and national journals with about citations and listings in PubMed and Medline. He has edited and published 20 books and manuals or journals. His wide experience in the field of psychiatry has benefited large number of academicians, patients, and at the personal level, myself, our family and Dr. Chaturvedi are good friends for last about 30 years, and my wife also is a psychiatrist in NIMHANS, and my daughter and his children have grown up together and have made a name in their own field in the country and abroad. I once again welcome Dr. Chaturvedi. It's always a pleasure to hear you, and thank Dr. Balram Naik and Vice Chancellor of the University for arranging this program. I'm sure that it will be very interesting to our professional people. Over to you.
So, thank you very much, Dr. Nagesh. First of all, let me place on record my appreciation and that this is a privilege to the Vice Chancellor of the STM University and the Principal, Dr. Balram Naik, for having given me this opportunity to share my views on mentoring. NIMHANS is a postgraduate institute, and I have been involved in teaching and training and a lot of things which I have learned during the course of my experience is about mentoring and different forms of mentoring which I'm going to share. And my connection with dentistry is very close because my daughter is a dentist. And like Dr. Nagesh said, I have known him for 30 years. He was my next door neighbor. And he's also my family dentist, along with Dr. Joshi. And they have been looking very good care of me, even during the time of lockdown. I must appreciate that. So also, I know I've heard a lot about Dr. Nagesh and Dr. Joshi from my daughter. And she thinks that Dr. Nagesh is one of the very good mentors that she has had, and her students have had. They have very high regard for that. But not all mentors are like Dr. Nagesh, and there are other different types of mentors. So I'm going to talk a bit about mentoring today, and then focus on different types of mentoring. Yeah, so mentors, good mentors, and unmentors is the topic of my presentation. And like I said, we all understand what a mentor is, and we all need a mentor. And if you have to define, a mentor is a person who can and who is willing to offer without asking for any reward to one or more younger persons. The mentor is willing to give their time, their advice in professional. Yeah.
Sir, we will need to minimize your presentation. It's not visible completely.
Okay, let me see. Yeah, present now.
In your screen, if you just press the present, the Microsoft PowerPoint present now button, that should be fine.
This is all right?
It's still not visible, sir. Because your presentation was not fully visible.
Okay. Now?
Not yet, sir. I think you'll have to start it again.
Yeah.
You have stopped presenting now. There is no presentation on our screens.
Oh, yeah.
If you
I'm
click
doing
present now, yeah, now it has come.
Yeah.
Your presentation is not there on the screen now.
The presentation is not there.
Yes, sir. Open your PowerPoint, sir, now.
This is how I have opened my PowerPoint.
Is it on your screen, sir?
My PowerPoint is open.
Is it on your screen?
Yeah, yeah, it's on my screen.
Not seeing here.
Yeah, yeah.
It's visible now.
Now,
Just press that slide presentation, sir, below. Don't maximize it. Just press the slide presenter. Below, there would be a icon in your PowerPoint, no, sir? Below.
Yeah, yeah. But whenever I do that, the whole thing is going.
Hello. Chaturvedi,
Yeah.
just expand it and increase the percentage. That should be good enough.
Okay, okay, okay. I'll do that.
Yeah, it's better.
Is it all right?
Nothing is seen as of now. You will stop presenting, sir. Present again and increase the percentage.
Now?
It seems, sir, at the right lower. You can go ahead with the presentation, sir. This way only.
Is it visible?
Is it visible? It's visible, sir. Go ahead.
On the right lower corner, you can slightly, it's 37%, you can slightly increase it a bit so that we can see it bigger. Right lower corner.
Okay. 1 second.
Slightly increase it, sir, so that it fills up the screen.
Yeah.
I think it's fine now. You can go ahead, sir, now.
Yes. Slightly minimize it, sir, so that we can see the. Just a bit.
It's fine, I think now. Huh? Yeah. This is the first slide probably. Heading is missing.
Yeah.
That's good enough, sir.
Alright.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead with the presentation.
This is
Yeah,
fine.
it's fine, sir.
This is fine, sir. Go ahead.
Okay. So sorry for this. I'm not so savvy with the technology. So a mentor, like I said, who's willing to offer their time, advice, support, and also showing avenues to other closed doors and giving sincere critical comments. So a mentor is a person who can give always to a person who is not so experienced and who's a younger person without asking for any awards. So what is mentoring? We all understand what is mentoring, but people have different views on what is mentoring. Something mentoring is a guide, something mentoring is an advisor, mentoring is, for education. So mentoring is when one person is encouraging the development of another person outside the normal line management relationship for the benefit of both the individual and the organization. So it is based on mutual respect and value the joint opportunities for personal development. So usually we take that in the mentor. Mentor is usually a senior person, and it should be a little distant from a family member. But many times we think that even a family member can be a mentor, but they might be a mentor in life. But for education purposes, we should usually have a person who is not a family member, not a relative. A mentor is a fellow professional who has much more experience. He has seen much more education, much more life, and has also is considerably older, so that there is some grade of from the elder generation to the younger generation. It is usually wrong to seek mentorship from your own hierarchically senior linked person if you are in a job. Like for example, if the next person senior to you is a mentor, then there are important thing is that in a mentorship there is a chemistry, there is a wavelength, there is a good rapport between each other, what we call as a psychological chemistry. So if you are not having a good psychological chemistry with the person, then you should not accept mentorship. It can be from both sides. A mentor might not be very comfortable with a mentee, or the mentee is not very comfortable with the mentor. So the mentorship relationship, it's actually a good relationship. It's a very healthy relationship, and which requires honesty. Honesty in terms of the mentor should be able to say whatever he wants, he or she wants to tell to the mentee. And it should not be that they would think if they'll get upset, so they would say only things which a mentee wants to hear, or a mentee says things to the mentor only what a mentor wants to hear. So it should be honest. If you disagree, the disagreement should be brought about. If there is something you have a different opinion, that should be brought about. It is also based on mutual trust that both will, the both will not harm each other and both will work for the development of each other's career. It should be an explicit agreement about, apportioning credit and doing work. So they say, okay, this is what I will do, this is what you should do, and this is how it should be done. And like I said, there should be a good rapport between the two, and there should be willingness to accept criticism. So the mentee should be able to accept constructive criticism from the mentor, and the mentor should also be able to accept some criticism if it is given by the mentee. So at what stage of career should one look for a mentor? Ideally, it should be in one's early part of the career. So as soon as you are starting, then somebody is there to guide you through the thing, that what subject to take, what to study, what not to study, what to do research on, what not to do research on, how to develop one's career, how to write a publication or anything. So ideally, it should be early in one's career. And what is important is to get it right, the right person and the right relationship, rather than getting it quick. And it can be otherwise at any stage of the career, like early stage or late stage. Sometimes people who do, let's say, PhD or DM and MD or something, then they might take at a later stage. So not necessarily at a bachelor's degree level, but might be at a master's degree level, might be at a PhD level. Also, there can be mentors for certain tasks. Like you might like to have a mentor for a project or for writing papers, for making presentations, for doing various other professional things. So holding on to a mentor, keeping a mentor is very important. So one should be able to keep a mentor in terms of rewarding the mentor in different ways. You don't have to reward a mentor by financial or anything like that, but mentors should be awarded by the trust that they have, and believing the mentor's discretion, by giving regular information about the mentee's progress, both positive progress as well as negative progress, and by acceptance of some of mentor's suggestions. And if they don't accept them, they should be able to tell good reasons why they are not able to accept them, and that there should be a careful professional distance in the relationship. They should not become like family members like that, though they might feel like a family member, but it should not become a domestic relationship. There should be a professional distance which should be there. So, how to find a mentor? If there are no obvious candidates for a mentor, and this is the situation where they might not find any suitable mentor, it is possible to seek things from several people. So you might like somebody else to guide you for research, somebody to guide you for a publication, somebody to guide you for a presentation, somebody to guide you about choice of career. So you can take different people at different times, and there can be partial mentoring. But I will talk about it in a few minutes. Sometimes it can be very tricky, and one has to be very cautious about it. And it is not useful to seek a mentor if the mentee is not going to accept the mentor and not compensate for their efforts by trust and honesty and other things, then the relationship is not going to work out well. So finding a mentor, another thing is that when you have more than one mentor, like I said, it is little more challenging because it is very time consuming. You have to give time for each of the mentors. And this might lead to some competition between the mentors themselves. There might be some jealousy, some rejection of mentoring. They might not like it. There might be politics in mentoring, and they might start playing games against each other. So many times it is not very advisable to have more than one mentor. And making a progress becomes difficult because different suggestions are received. And one mentor might give one suggestion, another mentor might give just the opposite suggestion. Then you are stuck. You don't know what to do, and it might become difficult for you. So the process of mentoring goes on for a long time. Usually in a course, they say, it should not be more than 1 to 1.5 years. But suppose there is a PhD or something, it can go on for 3 to 5 years. But if you are in a job and you are a junior person and you are seeking mentoring from a senior person, it can be even longer. So it can sometimes be a lifelong process. Some of the professions, like for example, writers, authors, movie makers, and all, where their mentors might be there for a lifelong thing. There should be a frequency of meeting. It should not be, everything should not be informal. That sometimes you are meeting, sometimes you are not meeting. There should be a part of formal meeting. You might meet once in a month, once in 2 months, once in a week, depending on the situation. Besides that, there can be informal mentoring also, meetings also. Like for example, nowadays, because of the COVID situation and social distancing and not able to meet, you can have informal meetings via Skype or Zoom or Google Talk or something like that, or by WhatsApp, different ways by which you can have informal meetings. Also, there should be responsibilities which should be assigned. So the mentor will expect the mentee to do certain things, and the responsibilities are there. And on the other hand, the mentor will have some responsibility about what they are going to do. So there should be clarity of role, and they should avoid any confusion between who's to do what, and sometimes things might be lost and nobody might do anything. So like I said, the process of mentoring is very complex, and it is also it's a gradual process. So like for example, mentor should get along well with the mentee. There should be mutual respect. The mentee should respect the mentor's knowledge and wisdom, and the mentor should respect the mentee's enthusiasm, the desire to learn. They should be equal in terms of their roles, that both will have equal roles. There's a lot of self-learning and development which happens. Mentors also learn a lot from their mentees because they are from a different generation. Both have to be very good listeners, because a lot of things happen with giving advice and listening with each other. There should be good feedback given, a constructive feedback and a positive feedback which should be given. It should not be just advice that you do this, you do that. They should encourage thinking for the person, that why they have to do a certain things. And if they're not doing it well, it should not be a very critical feedback that you are useless, you don't know how to do. They should make the person think, how else can you do this? What can be a different way of doing it, so that the person is able to learn. And they should learn, share their learning and experience. So the mentor can many times say that, I had faced a similar situation and this is what happened. Or I have seen something happening with my colleague, and, be able to tell them. And then it should be non-directive. Like I said, it should not be that the mentor says, you do this or you don't do this. It should be non-directive. They should allow the person to do and develop and grow on the things. And like I said, nowadays, because of the COVID situation, there's a lot of online mentoring. I'm a part of a lot of online mentoring schemes where I'm mentoring a doctor from Bangladesh, another professional from UK. And now it's very easy because, you can have a video talk, or you can have an audio talk, and, you have a very, with appointment, you can say, okay, on so and so date, so and so time, and for so and so many minutes, we can have the things that we can do. So what are the qualities which a good mentor should have? It's not that all mentors will have all these qualities, but what are the good qualities that, they should have? So they should be a good listener. Yeah, they should be a good listener, and they should be respected as a professional. So people should know that, well, he's a good person, he's established himself in his career, he has achieved certain things. The mentor should be approachable and accessible. In the office or in a teaching room or in a teaching class, they should be approachable. Mentor should be non-judgmental. They should not have any views that, well, this is what it is to be done and this is what you can't do. And they should be cautious about that. So they should be non-judgmental. They should be very enthusiastic and encouraging the mentee. And of course, like I said, with their vast experience, they should be wise, and they should be very, very experienced. They should have seen a lot of difficulties in their life. They should know, they should have faced challenges themselves so that they can help the mentee to face challenges. Of course, they should be honest, they should be ethical, and they should be trustworthy. And like I said, they should have good interpersonal relationships and good communication skills so that they are able to teach them and talk to them. They should have a lot of patience because sometimes the students and the mentees might ask very difficult questions. They might test out the patience of the mentor. So they should have good patience, be able to spend time with them, and if there is any difference of opinion, they should respect the difference of opinion, and they should be willing to learn. If there is something new which the mentor has come to know, then they should be willing to learn either from the mentee or other mentors or otherwise. They should be open-minded. They should not be very dogmatic that no, this is how things are. They should be open-minded to suggestions, and they should also have a good level of self-awareness. They should know that this is how I am feeling, this is what is going on with me, and this is my reactions to the things that are being discussed. So level of self-awareness is very good. Like I was mentioning, there is a wide range of mentoring roles. So mentoring roles might be, like for example, some mentors are like confidant. You can share any personal things with them. They will keep secrets for you. So they will always support you. So some are that these are mentoring roles, but these are not good mentors. So they might be a confidant, or sometimes they might be a sponsor. They have funded your travel, they have funded your research, they have funded your studies, or they might be, an advisor for your career. They might be a critical friend or a coach, teaching you newer things, or they might be challenging you. So these are other mentoring roles which are similar to that of a mentor, but these are, like I said, variants of mentoring roles. Coming to the process of mentoring. In the process of mentoring, there are mentoring skills which are important. They should have skills of active listening, in terms of both verbal and non-verbal skills, they should be able to show. They should have good feedback skills, how to give a constructive feedback. And like I was mentioning, one way of giving a feedback is telling the mentee, well, suppose they have done a particular work or a project or a presentation, they should say, well, in your presentation, these are the things you did well. And then instead of criticizing that these are the things you did not do well and here's a horrible presentation or something like that, they should say, what are the things they could have done differently, in a different way. So that is another feedback. This is another way of giving constructive feedback, a feedback which is encouraging and a feedback which will be helpful for the person. And then they should be probing to find out why the strengths and weaknesses are there in a person. Also, during the process of mentoring, they should set goals. That this is what we have to achieve in so many days, in so much time, with the given circumstances. They should have problem-solving skills because the mentee will come with numerous problems that they might have. So they should have problem-solving skills. And also, they might be having other unique skills. They might be very creative. They might be very, extracurricular things, writing skills, presentation skills. They might have other unique skills which they can share with the mentee. So in this process, what are the benefits which happen to a mentee? The mentee is able to understand accurately what's happening. It's also very fast. Otherwise also they will learn, but it will be a very slow process. So if there is a mentor, then they are able to learn in a much faster way. It develops interpersonal skills for them. They get a wider network because they meet other mentees and they meet other people. They see other students. So they get a wider network and they improve their performance. Many things which were there in them, they were not aware of. So, the mentor helps them understand that and helps them in their career growth and also becomes a good role model. Many times we find the students say, well, Dr. Balram is a good model for us and, I want to be like him or I want to be like Dr. Nagesh, or they all have people whom they want to follow as a role model. And when they say role model, they are looking at many qualities in them which they want to take over. But there is also the mentor is also learning. They get a satisfaction that I have trained someone well. I have done something good for someone. And it also helps their own skills because they have always to be in control and they learn something in the whole process. So they improve their own skills and they increase their responsibility. They get alternative opinion from the mentee and from other mentors. And whenever they are challenged by the mentee, there are benefits of challenges. And also it increases their reputation because people say, oh, so and so mentor is very good. I would like to have such a mentor. And it increases their motivation and it gives them a good sense of well-being and satisfaction that they have. But like any relationship, there has to be end of a mentor and mentee relationship. The relationship with mentors it is usually permanent. All their life they'll remember them. But as time goes by, the relationship weakens and the mentee becomes mature or the mentor becomes too old, then the relationship weakens. They both drift towards different directions. The mentee takes their direction in their career, mentor takes other mentees, or they move on in their career. So these are natural course and outcome of a relationship. But sometimes the relationship ends because of bad reasons. And this might be because of jealousy with each other, competition with each other. And if they find out this mentor's weaknesses, or if there is excessive self-confidence in the mentee, they might not like the mentor then. So it is not only the student and the teacher who benefit. For the organization also it is very good because it improves the performance of the organization. And there is a transference of expertise. People say, well, I am a product of RV Dental College. I am a product of SDM. I am a product of NIMHANS. So, there is a reputation which goes. Then people say, well, if you're a product of so-and-so organization, they will have good teaching, good mentoring, good practice. So the staff is valued and there is shared learning which is there. So not always the mentoring is so good. And that is the ideal situation which I have said. And like I said, I have noticed in my vast career that there are some who are negative mentors. And I have coined this term that they are like unmentored. They are negative mentors. So who is an unmentor? Unmentor is a negative mentor who does the opposite. So instead of encouraging the student to develop and progress in their career, they become a stumbling block. And they have a negative effect on their growth. And they discourage the student. Don't do this, don't do that. Why do you want to attend a conference? Why do you want to go to another center? Why do you want to choose another job? So they discourage the student. So it is very confusing for the student that what is going on. So, but this is called unmentoring. And how is it done? So this is done in different ways. First of all, not giving proper advice for the projects or keeping the information about projects or growth to themselves and not sharing it. Not giving proper advice about papers for publication or presentation, being totally unsupportive, or scolding them. Oh, you are useless, you will not be able to do anything, harassing them, giving them too much of work so that they are not able to, finish the task which is given to them. Giving them negative feedback, like I was saying, way of giving positively critical feedback is a different way, but negative feedback, like, you can't, we will never be able to do this, and this is not up to your standard, and, discouraging them and demoting them. Also, another way is that not giving them time. Whenever you fix up time to meet them, the mentor is away. Or the mentor calls them when he or she will not be there. So they don't spend time with them, don't give any time to them. Even if they are, sending any message or anything, they are not responding to them. Or the unmentor may actually favor someone else and indulge in nepotism. So they might try to have some favorite student whom they would like. They did not get that student as their mentee, but somebody else. So they might, not like their own mentee. So I have made some sort of a classification. See, everybody in a university or in a college, whether it's a dental college, medical college, IIT, IIM, most colleges where there are teachers and faculty, mentoring is something which is expected from them, but they might not like to do it. So there are different types of unmentors which I have identified. One is there are reluctant unmentor. A reluctant unmentor is they have no skill. They have never been trained how to do mentoring. They don't know how to do mentoring and they don't want to do how to do mentoring. But they are forced to do because it is a part of the university's guidance or expectation from them. Hence they become unmentor. Then there is the casual unmentor. He or she just wants to be known as a mentor but does not desire to or has no intention to become a mentor. They want to write it in their CV or their resume. They would say, well, I have 3 PhD students under me. I have mentored 5 people. So they write for their CV, but actually they would not do. Then there is a deliberate unmentor. This is the most difficult unmentor. They get joy in unmentoring. They are sadistic. They want to trouble the mentee so much that the mentee is squirming and feeling bad, crying. So such deliberate unmentor is actually a tormentor. Okay, so a tormentor is, if you get a tormentor, you have had it. Then there is a competitive unmentor. The competitive unmentor is very insecure. They want to do better than other mentors. Oh, that mentor has got 2 PhDs. I will get 3 PhDs. That mentor has got so many mentees. I want more mentees. That mentor is so popular. I want to become more popular. Sometimes they are scared that their mentee will outshine them. They will become better than them. So instead of feeling good, I will feel very good if some of my students do better than me. But some competitive unmentor, they feel threatened by that. Then there is the absent unmentor. They are like visiting professors. Visiting professor means their own institute, they come only sometimes. Most of the time they are traveling outside or on a fellowship or a conference or a meeting, and so they are always absent. So such students have great difficulty because their mentors are never there. And there is a proxy unmentor. So they do not do directly any mentoring. They will ask someone else. They may be their junior. Why don't you, spend some time with this person and mentor this person? It's like a remote control. Then there is an all-powerful mentor. They want mentee to be totally dependent on them for everything. Even if they want to buy a 2-wheeler or a 4-wheeler, or they want to apply somewhere, they don't want to apply somewhere, they want to marry, they don't want to marry. For everything, they want them to take advice from them. So sometimes they want them to do things for them, like an aide or a slave, do this for me, return my books in the library, get so-and-so, things from the market for me. Why don't you buy something for me? So not really like a child, but it's like an abuse of the position. So it is an all-powerful mentor. Then there are pseudo-unmentor. Pseudo-unmentor, it's like a double negative. They are not actually unmentor, but they behave like an unmentor. They actually do good in the long run, but by untraditional punitive ways. So they might be harsh to the person, but that is for the good of the person. I had one teacher in my medical college who would always scold his postgraduates, tell them that you are useless, you are a donkey, you are an ass, you don't know. But he always he would tell us that I am scolding this so that this person works harder. He does, better in his exams. And the students also would go back to him later on and say, sir, you did so many nice things for us. If you were not harsh, we would not have worked so hard. So it's one type of mentor, but it's an unmentoring method that they use in order to grow the person. Now this is another very difficult one. Is a dismentor. Dismentor is teaching wrong and unhealthy things, how to teach, how to cheat, how to use unfair means, how to do cook up data in research, how to do plagiarism in paper. So they teach them wrong things, corrupt methods of how to advance in their career. So this is a dismentor. So what does it do to the unmentee? The unmentee is the person who is getting unmentored. They become shattered. They feel total failure. Sometimes they self-harm behaviors are there. Sometimes they attempt suicide. They get used to drugs or alcohol. They start drinking. They develop antisocial habits, and they might develop mental health problems, or become totally burnt out. So how do you cope with them? Coping with unmentoring is a very positive way one should take it. Take it as an opportunity that unmentoring is there. You become stronger, you become resilient, you become a self-made person, and then you get transcendence. And if something goes wrong, you can say, oh, I got a very useless mentor, that's why it happened. But if otherwise you have to take all the blame on yourself. So thing is that you should be able to identify that you are getting negative mentoring, and then you should deal with it. You can deal with it by talking to your friends or other mentors, how to deal with it. And if mentor and mentee don't like each other and there is no chemistry, indicates that unmentoring is going on, and then you need to change your mentors. But like I said, there are advantages of being unmentored. So, for example, one of the we are getting negative mentoring. That also has an advantage. You become more self-made person. You are not from a role model of someone else. You yourself are a model. You don't have a godfather, but you yourself, if you want to, you can yourself become a godfather for someone. But if you don't want to become, that is also fine. So you are not your mentor's replica, and you are successful in the long run without a godfather on your own. So the barriers in seeking a mentoring is related to the fear that one might, land up with negative mentor. That's why people are very scared to search for a mentor. What if I get a wrong person? I'll be stuck with that person. So like I said earlier, it is like a relationship. Mentoring is like a relationship, and unmentoring is like a toxic, unenjoyable relationship which has gone sour. It is like having a breakup, and you should have a breakup with such a relationship. In a relationship, you expect equal give and take, but in negative unmentoring, you find one is taking everything and another is not giving at all. So these days, actually, we find more negative mentors and positive mentors because there is no formal training for mentoring. So that is an important thing for most universities, all universities and colleges, that they should have training programs for mentors. They should have formal training for potential mentors, how to mentor, what are the do's and don'ts, what are the good qualities, what are the skills, and how not to mentor. And like I said, there are also stages in mentorship relationship. They should be talked about that. Initially, there will be some hesitancy. Later on, the relationship develops. After that, the relationship has to be, weaned off so that they don't become dependent on each other. There should also be supervision of mentors. Otherwise, how would they know whether they are doing negative mentoring? And there should be support for mentors. There should be like a group where all mentors meet and talk to each other and learn from each other. There should be appreciation for healthy mentoring, and there should be negative mentoring should be dealt with in a proper administrative way. Otherwise, there will be mentor burnout. So in the end, I would like to say that, if you get a good mentor, it is your karma. If you get a positive mentor, it is good. If you get a negative mentor, like I said, it is even better. But if you get a mix, both positive and negative, then you are very lucky and you are learning a lot. But if you do not get any mentor, don't worry. Life teaches you enough lessons, and life will always be a mentor for you. So don't get disheartened. So I had given this as a TED talk, and it is there on YouTube. If you want to hear more about unmentoring, you can watch this. Thank you very much for your kind attention and listening to me. And please do give me a feedback.
What no, sir. So it was such a wonderful lecture, and then wonderful and then clear lecture. So we don't have any questions at all, and then so hopefully probably the reason could be we don't have either bad mentors or unmentors in our university. Yes, sir. So, you have any other things to say, sir?
Well, fine.
Any other piece of
I-
advice to all of us?
Yeah, thank you, sir. Thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And I'm very happy to hear that, your university has a good mentorship program, and it should, I hope it goes on well.
Yes, sir. At the outset, I would like to thank you for sparing your time and then giving us with splendor of knowledge. And then I would like to thank Dr. Nagesh also, who has been a kind of a mentor to me for the past 2 decades. And then I would like to thank our Honorable Vice Chancellor and his team for having given us the opportunity to listen to a great lecture from you, sir. And then, in fact, I would say we have the best examples of a mentor and then a mentee. So among you three, so you and then Dr. Nagesh are the best examples of mentors to us, and Dr. Revan Joshi, I find him the best mentee. And then, so that relationship is like the relation between Sri Krishna and then Arjuna, and then Sri Rama and then Sri Hanumana. So that was the kind of relations I find among three of you. I would like to thank all the heads of the institutes. So I think lecture question, no? So there is one question. So there is one question
Yes,
from
sir.
Dr. Vijay. So do you think we new staff members should have senior mentors? Is the question from Dr. Vijay A.T.
Yes, sir, definitely. I think the new staff members, new faculty, when they join, definitely they should have some exposure. What is mentoring, how it should be done, how it should not be done. And they should learn from the experience of senior teachers and senior faculty members, because that way they don't have to reinvent the wheel, they don't have to make the same mistakes which their teachers have done, and they will be able to learn in a much faster way, and it will give them an opportunity to pick up their skills and mold their own careers. It is definitely very important.
So that's it, sir. I think probably that is cleared the doubt of Dr. Vijay. So and then I would like to thank the heads of the institute of all of 5 organizations, all over the institutes. And then I would like to thank the participants also for having spared their time. And last but not the least, I would like to thank Dr. Aditya of our college, and then also the social media team of our university, who have made it very successful without having any obstruction during the presentation, the beautiful lecture by you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Good day to you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.